Teams are back on the floor warming up for the second half of tonight's girls basketball game, which is the first half of tonight's varsity doubleheader at Thompson Valley High School. The Lady Mustangs 1-6 with that overtime win in their first game of the season, looking for their second victory of the season. Thompson Valley, meanwhile, off to a pretty strong start, 5-2. Mustangs with the opening possession of the second half. Turnaround by Alexis Bills at the free throw line. Off the front of the rim, tied up, and the Eagles will use the alternating possession arrow to throw it in from under their own hoop. 39-15 as we start the second half. Mustangs will be going left to right, shooting at the basket in front of their own basket, in front of their own bench, I should say. That's the way high school teams have done it for many years now. And the Eagles going right to left. They're working that perimeter passing game. The Mustangs matching up with them on the perimeter, and the Eagles looking for a cutter. Now they pull up from the perimeter, shoot, rebound to the Eagles, follow up no good. And Sammy Pettyjohn pulls it down for the Mustangs. The Mustangs will set up their offense with Alexis Bills working that point guard position, and then passes and cuts. That's Devin Lapp on the left wing. Back up to Bills, who finds Winsheimer underneath, but it went off the knee of an Eagle. Mustangs will retain possession. Sammy Pettyjohn will throw it in under the Mustang basket. We're a minute in here in the third quarter. Neither team has scored here in the early going of the second half. Shot no good by Pettyjohn. Rebound Eagles. Mustangs putting a little pressure after the missed shot in the backcourt. The Eagles break it quickly down the floor, and a pretty-looking shot by Lauren Mickelson. Mickelson in double digits now with that basket, and a foul away from the ball. Like that's going to be on the Mustangs. Yeah, away from the ball. I didn't see it happen. It was away from the ball. Let's see who they put on the board. That's going to be Devin Lapp and her first team foul in the second half on the Mustangs. They had 10 of them in the first half. Have a couple players in a little bit of foul trouble. 3 fouls each. Now a three-pointer to start things off in the second half by Cassie Balke. We saw her hit from that range in the first half. She adds to her game-high scoring total. I have 17 points on my score sheet for her, and that makes it 44-15 Eagles. Mustangs lose the handle but retain possession as it goes out of bounds on their own baseline. Having a little bit of trouble getting it in, the Eagles swat it out of bounds one more time. Doing the throw-in duties is Sammy Pettyjohn. That first attempt was swatted right back out of bounds. Now she gets it in. That's Wiederspan on the right wing. Tries to get it to Bills, but it's swatted away. Now Bills steps in the passing lane and steals it right back. So the teams exchange turnovers, and a nice look down low. Feed to Brooke Wiederspan from Alexis Bills. Beautiful play there, and Wiederspan with the bucket. That makes it 44-17, and a nice-looking play, very similar by the Eagles, as they convert to the cutter. That time is Lexi Schoonover, and make the lead 46-17. Now the Eagles with a steal. Brittany Pascal at midcourt, making the steal on her own, takes it all the way and lays it up, no good. The Eagles get the rebound, and another three-point attempt, swish. Now the Eagles are really heating it up. That was a three-pointer by Lauren Mickelson, and she's got the range here in the quarter, and that extends the lead to 49-17. This is a nice-looking ball team. And now they're going to call a foul away from the ball on a pick by Devin Lapp. She had pretty good position, but when the Eagle player ran into her, Brittany Pascal, Devin gave it a little bit of English, I guess you could say. Kind of put that knee and hip in a little bit, which made the official call the illegal pick And she had pretty good position, but and probably didn't need to give it that little extra. And that picked up the second team foul on the Mustangs here in the second half. 5 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Eagles try to force it inside the lane, goes out of bounds, turnover on Thompson Valley. So the Mustangs will take possession under the Eagle basket, trailing 49-17. Just under 5 minutes to play here in the third quarter. The Mustangs trying to figure out a formula to work against that pressure. And a shot by Winsheimer from the right wing, bounced around on the rim a couple times, thought about going in, but fell off no good. The Eagles get the rebound, throw it the length of the floor, and throw it away. So the Mustangs will set up their offense again. They'll be greeted at the half-court stripe this time. No full-court pressure so far here in the third quarter being played by the Eagles. But a steal and a layup at the other end. That was a nice play by Paige Chase. She just reached up and stole it. And Lauren Mickelson at the other end was beneficiary of a nice half-court pass, and that makes it 51-17. So the Mustangs trailing 51-17. The Eagles with a basically a 3-1 lead here midway through the second period, leading by 34 points. Rebound to the Mustangs. Ball loose now on the floor, tied up, and the possession arrow will favor Fort Morgan. Ashley Apple will check back into the ball game, as will Macy Schucke. Schucke played early on and sat out for several minutes. And the Mustangs have had to sit some people down because of the foul situation. Just two team fouls here in the third quarter, none on the Eagles so far. Boy, they have barely any fouls tonight. I think they wound up near the bonus with 7 at the end of the half. And another similar-looking play by the Eagles, a turnover, a half-court pass, and finishing it up that time was Lauren Davis for the Eagles. That makes it 53-17 as we approach the 3-minute mark to go in the third quarter. The Eagles, as we mentioned, 5-2 on the season, and they have the height and they have the defense, and they handle the ball pretty well too. So they are the complete package here tonight, and they are dominating the Mustangs in this ball game. They have a 5'11 sophomore, a 5'10 senior, a 5'9 junior, and a 5'9 senior leading the way for the Eagles tonight. And they can move on the floor pretty well. They are doing a very nice job of stepping into those passing lanes, forcing the turnovers, and then an excellent job of converting on the fast break. They've many of their points tonight have been the fast break conversions. Ashley Apple drives the baseline, and she is fouled. She'll go to the free throw line to shoot 2. So she had to sit out several minutes with 3 personal fouls. Back in there making a nice aggressive move along the baseline, and she'll be rewarded with a couple of free throws. Now, most of the Eagle points tonight, I don't have the exact breakdown, but most of them are on fast breaks. They're doing a really nice job setting up their half-court offense as well, as Apple's first free throw is good. They work that perimeter passing game looking for the cutter, and they have done a nice job of either getting the flash cutter or the backdoor cutter and converting those into points. The second free throw by Apple, no good. So it's 53-18, Thompson Valley leading Fort Morgan. 2:45 left to go in the third period. This is the girls' game, and we'll have the boys' game next. And a turnover on Davis of the Eagles. She looking a little bit bewildered, but she took off and didn't dribble quite as quick as her pivot foot came up. That's traveling, and the Mustangs will take over in front of the Eagle bench. No full-court pressure being put on so far this half, and a nice pass down low to Apple. That was from Bills, and Apple will go to the free throw line again. Alexis Bills with a couple of really nice looks down low. One just a couple minutes ago led to a bucket. This one will lead to a couple of free throws. That foul on Lauren Davis of the Eagles, her first personal, third team foul on the Eagles. Just 2 fouls in the quarter on Fort Morgan, so that's looking much better than it did in the first half. Ashley Apple's first free throw, no good. And she'll have another. Thompson Valley leading Fort Morgan 53-18. The boys' game is next here on Morgan County's B106. And that free throw short. Rebound picked up off the floor by the inside rebounders for the Eagles. And they'll take it back the other direction and set up that perimeter passing offense that we've been telling you about up against the Fort Morgan man-to-man. A three-point attempt launched by Balke. No good. That was well off the mark. But a follow-up by Skylar Marshall will send her to the free throw line. She's fouled by Ashley Apple, who now has 4 personal fouls, and she'll have to leave the ball game again. Coach Kreckemeyer has a couple of substitutes at the bench. We'll see who those are. And Ashley, with 4 personals, will have to leave. Coming into the lineup will be Devin Lapp, and also checking in is Brooke Wiederspan, as Alexis Bills will also get a bit of a rest. 2:12 left to go in the third quarter, 53-18, and the free throw is good. Makes it 54-18. Skylar Marshall converts on that free throw, and a double dribble called on the Mustangs. They turn it over in front of their own bench, and the Eagles will throw it in front of the Mustangs and bring it down the floor. The Mustangs will pick up, put a little bit of pressure on at half court, and then sag into that man-to-man. Right around the three-point arc is where that offense is being set up. And then flash cut, shot no good by Mickelson. Rebound on the floor. Coming up with it for the Mustangs is Devin Lapp. Fort Morgan trailing 54-18. And another turnover, the Eagles on a 3-on-2 break. They can't hang on to the handle. And the Mustangs will get the ball right back. So that's happened on a number of times. Of course, the fast break has been very effective for the Eagles, but they're going to want to get even more effective than they are now to make a playoff run, as they have turned it over a number of times on that fast break as well. Of course, it's a high risk, high return type of offense on that fast break, and they do it one more time where they stole the pass. They have a 2-on-1 break. They're not able to convert it, but they will go to the free throw line as the Mustangs foul under the hoop. That's the 4th team foul on the Mustangs and the 2nd personal foul on Danielle Gross. 54-18, a minute 20 left to go here in the third quarter. At the free throw line is Brittany Pascal. Her first free throw is good. She'll have another. Bill's back into the lineup for the Mustangs after a brief break. Danielle Gross also back on the floor. Second free throw, good. Makes it 56-18. A minute 20 left to go in the third quarter. Thompson Valley dominating this game ever since about 5 minutes, 6 minutes in. They went on a streak in the last part of the first quarter and through the second quarter, mostly led by their defense. Their full court pressure in the first half and just stepping into passing lanes here in the second half. The halftime score was 39-15. Now it's 56-18. With just over a minute left to play in the third quarter. Mustangs with another turnover. As the pass gets away. Mustangs took a couple of timeouts early on in the second quarter, to try to come up with a way to break that press. But these are just really good athletes by Thompson Valley. The three-pointer swishes in by Lauren Mickelson. That's her second three-pointer of the quarter, 4th bucket of this quarter. She has 10 points here in the third quarter, makes it 59-18. Mustangs missed a shot. Celia Smith's in the lineup. She gets a rebound. can't put it back, so kicks it out to Bills, who puts it up, no good. Rebound to the Eagles. Eagles quickly down the floor. They're going to take another just inside the three-point arc shot, no good. Rebound to the Eagles, 15 seconds left to go in the quarter. Shot at the free throw line by Balke, no good. Mustangs rebound. They have 10 seconds. They need to hustle. They're at the timeline. Pass ahead is picked off. 5 seconds. Eagles on a 3-on-1 break. They convert it right at the buzzer into a layup. The shot is no good, but another foul on the Mustangs, and a couple more free throws upcoming for the Eagles. That is on Danielle Gross, her third personal, fifth team. That may actually be the 16th foul on the Mustangs. There's 1 second left to go in the quarter, and the Eagles are leading it now 59-18, as they have just dominated since about 6 minutes into this ball game. First free throw is no good. And one more upcoming. This one is good by Lauren Mickelson. That is the end of the third quarter. The Eagles scored 21 points in the quarter. They have 60 points. The Mustangs with 3 points in the quarter. They have 18 points. 60-18, Thompson Valley leading Fort Morgan. Back in 1 minute on B106 and B106.com. Back at Thompson Valley High School. We're ready for the fourth quarter of the girls' game. Thompson Valley leading Fort Morgan by the score of 60-18. One of the officials over conferring with Coach Preckemeyer. Not quite sure what that was about. A little bit of a delay to start the fourth quarter here, but the Eagles have the possession arrow to start the fourth quarter. They also have that 42-point lead as we start the final 8 minutes. The boys' game to follow here on B106. We have doubleheader action to get the 2012 portion of the season underway for you tonight here on the B. After tonight's game, of course, we'll be back to the John Tesh radio show, music and intelligence for your evenings here in Morgan County. And the Eagles start off the fourth quarter like they left off the other quarters. They've got some new faces in the lineup now. In fact, that's a player that's not even on the roster, or at least on the roster given to us. So 2 points for her. And the Mustangs with a long shot, no good. So 2 points. We'll search for her on the JV roster. Obviously wearing a different number in varsity than she wears in junior varsity, but we do have some players on the floor now that haven't been in the game the rest of the night. In fact, we've got a number of Eagles on the floor that aren't even on the varsity roster. So that's who the Eagles have, and other people dashing down to the scorer's table to pick up those names. There's nobody up in this level with those names as we start the game, or start the fourth quarter here. So some experience being given to some other players, and a well-deserved break by the starting five for the Eagles. They're on the bench with their head coach, Chad Walker, and they put on an impressive performance here tonight. We've got 6.5 minutes left to go in the ball game in the fourth quarter. A layup attempt by Devin Lapp forced a little bit. It's no good. Rebound to the Eagles, back down the other direction, and they convert that into another bucket. So these JVs for the Eagles really is favoring this time at the varsity level. A couple of them have just, without hesitation, put in a couple of hoops. They've extended the lead to 64-18, and they also are playing some pretty tough defense. They'd like to see a little more varsity playing time, and they converted much like their varsity brethren. That one, at the end of that, was Emily Newton. She has been playing most of the quarter, but she's a sophomore, so she's still on the floor with, it looks like, 4 JV players for the Eagles. So Newton, with another basket, her second of the night, extends the lead to 66-18. Mustangs looking for their second win of the still relatively young season. They got the opening night win in the season opening tournament, won in overtime over Platte Valley, and they've dropped the next 6. So the Mustangs are 1-6. At the free throw line is Sammy Pettyjohn. Her first free throw, no good. As we mentioned, the Eagles 5-2 coming in tonight, and they are the complete package offensively and defensively, and they have a lot of height. Even at this level, those are some pretty good numbers, 5'9", 5'10", 5'11". So they are a formidable opponent, and they've got some players coming along. As we have a JV player, again, apologize for not having those names, but she just put it in from 3-point range. So we have seen 3 different JV players for the Eagles swish field goals from long range, that one from 3-point range. It makes it 68-18 as we approach the 5-minute mark here to go in this ball game. The boys are up next. Their opponent also, Thompson Valley, obviously. We're at Thompson Valley High School in Loveland tonight for this doubleheader here on B106. I'm Alec Creighton at Thompson Valley High School. Trenton Klimper is in Studio B, putting us on the air tonight, and we appreciate your joining us for the 2012 opener of this part of the season. Free throw no good, so the score remains 68-18. Eagles with the possession. They're going to take another 3-point attempt from the near corner. That's Brittany Pascal, the only senior on the floor. Her shot is no good. The Eagles pick up the rebound. Mustangs working against a defense now. These are, like I said, at least 3, if not 4 JV players out there right now, and they're trying to impress the coach with their effort. So no let-up in intensity. The Eagles have given up several inches of height with these other players in, but haven't given up anything in intensity. That's one of the disadvantages of this particular scenario. The Mustangs are gassed from playing against that pressure offense this entire game against a good Thompson Valley squad. Then you get the eager junior varsity players in there that want to earn some additional playing time, and they are playing smothering defense. So a couple of free throws, no good by Devin Lapp. The score remains 68-18. That's 18 fouls on the Eagles, so the Mustangs may get a few more attempts at the free throw line here in the final minutes of this ball game. The Mustangs, to their credit, they're keeping that defense on their tough. Samantha Scott is in the game for the Mustangs. She's played some earlier, but getting some playing minutes now. Also in is Lauren Staley. She got a few early minutes. Now Danielle Gross will check back in, as will Ashley Apple. Apple hasn't seen a lot of minutes tonight. She had 3 fairly early fouls, came back in and picked up her 4th. Now she's back on the floor, almost gets number 5 right there, but able to maintain verticality, and the officials have wisely pretty much swallowed their whistles at this point in the ball game, with the Eagles leading 68-18. 18 fouls in the half on the Eagles, 5 on the Mustangs. Apple needs to get rid of the ball or be getting a 5-second count on her. Does get it away. It's swatted out of bounds by the Eagles. So Wiederspan will throw it in front of the Mustang bench. We're halfway through the 4th quarter. 68-18. Thompson Valley with a very impressive performance tonight. They get another steal, and on a fast break, a foul on the Mustangs. The official is going to say the foul occurred before the shot. That will help speed things along a little bit, as we won't shoot free throws. They will award the ball to the Eagles out of bounds under their own basket. That foul on Scott, and the Eagles able to convert on the throw-in. That makes it 70-18 as soon as they post those points on the board, which they haven't yet. 3.5 minutes left to go in the ball game. So Fort Morgan stuck with the Eagles for the first 4 to 6 minutes of this ball game, and then the Eagles just dominated starting off many fast breaks with full court pressure and stepping into those passing lanes, and then doing an outstanding job of converting on those fast breaks. The second team that's in there now, not quite as adept at doing that. They were running a fast break there after a steal, but the ball escaped out of bounds. Not able to give you the name of most of the Eagles that are on the floor right now, as they haven't been given to us. Players getting their first few minutes of varsity action tonight. Ashley Apple, top of the key for the Mustangs. 3 minutes left to go in the ball game. Works it right side. The ball goes off the knee of a Mustang over to the Eagles, and they're going to pull up and shoot a three-pointer, right wing, in and out. Rebound to Apple. Mustangs are going to bring it down the floor. That's Lauren Staley who gets it across the timeline. 2:40 left to go in the ball game. Thompson Valley leading Fort Morgan 70-18. At the end of the first quarter, it was 21-11, but just a couple minutes before that, the Mustangs were within 5, and then a burst by the Eagles made it 21-11 at the end of the first quarter. They extended that lead at halftime to 39-15, extended it further at the end of the third quarter, 60-18. And the Mustangs have yet to score here in the fourth quarter. The Eagles have added 10 to their total. At the free throw line, the first point of the quarter put on the board by Danielle Gross. Her free throw is good. And her second one is no good. The Mustangs with one field goal here in the second half and 2 free throws. So that's the type of defense that's dominated the Mustangs, and they have suffered from many forced turnovers, a few unforced turnovers, of course, like the one just now as the pass went out of bounds. But that defense just wears you down after a while. 2:16 left to go in the ball game. Thompson Valley leading Fort Morgan 70-19. The second half of our doubleheader coming up in just a few minutes here in Morgan County's B106 after this one ends. Then, of course, the boys will have a warm-up period, and then we'll have game number 2 of tonight's doubleheader. Happy New Year to you. We appreciate your joining us tonight on the radio, and we look forward to many great games this half of the season. The Eagles miss. The Mustangs rebound. They try to get it down the floor, and a turnover again that the Eagles turn into a fast break opportunity, and a follow-up by one of the JV players makes it 72-19. Again, I don't think any attempt at all by the Eagles to run things up here tonight, but we do have some JV players with could be a rare opportunity for some varsity action, and hats off to them for their hustle tonight as they get another steal and a 2-on-1 fast break. The Mustangs hung with for a while, but then were just dominated by the height and the defense of the Eagles as they convert another 2 points. That makes it 74-19 as the clock hits the final minute of this ball game. So the Mustangs with 11 points in the first quarter and only 8 points since. Now a foul on the Eagles will send Ashley Apple to the free throw line. There'll be double bonus for the final minutes. If there's any other fouls on the Eagles, the Mustangs will shoot 2 each time. Apple has struggled from the free throw line. She's 1 for 6 there tonight, unofficially, and she'll be shooting 2 as the Mustangs are in the double bonus. Apple, not a lot of playing minutes tonight with some foul trouble. She has 4 personals. Her first free throw is good. Makes it 74-20. The Mustangs with just a single field goal here in the second half. Second free throw is no good. As the final minute ticks down here at Thompson Valley High School, got another ball game coming up. Just a few minutes here on the B. The Eagles working their perimeter passing game. The Mustangs hanging with defensively, putting pressure on at the perimeter, following the cutters. Keeping pressure on those passing lanes as we hit the 20-second mark. Layup is no good. Rebound pulled down by Samantha Scott for the Mustangs. 15 seconds to go. Scott brings it down the floor. Swings it left side to Staley. Staley dribbling at the free throw line, has it stolen away. 5 seconds left to go in the ball game. Layup at the other end for the Eagles is good. 76-20, and the time expires on this ball game. As a dominating performance by the Thompson Valley Eagles. The Eagles congratulate themselves, and the teams line up and exchange handshakes. As our final score, Thompson Valley 76, Fort Morgan 20. The girls' game is in the books. The boys' game is coming up. We'll come back to wrap up the girls' game and get set for the boys' game after this break on Morgan County's B106 and B106.com.